I came from a very verbally violent family, but not physical violence. It was kind of it was a strange thing, but it was clear there weren't real resources for them.
At that point, the women's movement was underway, and women were sensitive to each other's needs.
You know, so we started to talk about it. And at some of our women's groups, we started to talk about it. And that just spread until we said, well, let's do something. Well, then the idea of a women's center.
It was amazing to think, it was like, I think of us that we had the zeal of the zealots, but we weren't telling anybody else what we do. We were just doing it ourselves.
And people just started to step forward all over these counties. So we just kept going.
We started just meeting in someone's home, and it was probably Pat Singer's home because, like I said, she was the one that initiated pulling us together to start discussing this. We all knew there was a need.
Where we knew folks who had been battered or raped had some place of comfort. And so I think that's what, I don't know. Is that kind of what motivated you too, was seeing what was happening?
I can't remember how. I mean, I think it was the other room because we were volunteers there and took the calls and led groups and stuff. Yeah. But then also it was like this group of women brought this intention to it. Because I remember being at meetings and it was like there was no question that we weren't going to keep going, because it was like the encouragement of the intense intent to do something, intentions of the other women too, that it was our intention that this was going to go. And I just remember being buoyed up by that sometimes. It's like, no, we're going to do it. We're just, all our energies together was always for it, and we were going to keep going.
I don't remember ever thinking we would fail.
No.
I'm not quite that, I don't want to say childish. It wasn't childish. It was just a deep faith. So that's why we would keep going, because it just didn't, I don't think it occurred to people, because there were a lot of issues women were facing and biases against women. Well, we were just not having it.
Yeah, and that was the frustration, was that as a social worker, that's what I thought I should be doing, is help people reach their goals. And I couldn't do it because there was no place to help these women.
To me, 50 more years is a continuation of that hope. We had such a hope, like I said, such a zeal, we were just going to do it because we knew what needed to be done, and we were just, what we needed to do, we did it ourselves, we did it, and to me it's a continuation of that hope. And you had asked before about what we wanted to see in 50 years. It's like, well, I'd like us to have no problems at all, but you know what I mean? I want us to be here just as is, just as is, but always improving, like you guys are, and until the need is not there.
We're all important. Men, women, we all suffer loss, we all suffer hurt. Everybody's got issues when something bad happens to them, and it can wreck them as an individual and all the people around them. We all need kindness and consideration, and that's what this place is showing me, that you're being compassionate to people that have hardships.
The saying, it takes the community, and that's what it took, was this community of women coming together to plan, and then the newcomers coming in and say, oh, well, we ought to be doing this, and okay, all right, and then it just grows and grows.
there's something, but it is. It's a continuation of that hope that we had back 50 years ago. You guys are.
We had ideas. We loved talking to each other about it. Everybody had a little piece of skill and something.
It's a lifelong pursuit, really, and it didn't start with any of us. It started a long time ago.
So yeah, I'm really excited to see what can be done in the next 25 years.